Hello, hi on the jobbers. And it's been our aspiration to get you the best in the industry, to get you the best in the job markets, so that you can understand what the scene is out there, what is the corporate world all like, and you can prepare for the best career possible. And to kickstart this wonderful series, which is called Career Stories, I'm so proud to have with us Madhura Das Sinha Gupta with us.
Madhura Das Gupta Sinha, that's my name. Yeah,
Okay,
I think.
Gupta Sinha, yeah, with us, and I'm so amazed by her career journey, and I want all of you to kind of benefit from the wonderful work that she's done and the wonderful projects that she's running. So a quick look at her history. So she spent almost 12 years with Standard Chartered Bank as head of South Asia for customer experience, and she's had a career across the other banks as well. IDFC, she was the executive vice president, and in the last couple of years she started this amazing foundation which is called Aspire for Her, through which they again create a bridge between people looking for great careers, and especially women, because women go through a lot more challenges, as all of us know, as compared to men. And this is a one, and it is wonderful that people from the industry, people from from with great networks, people who have been there, done that, and have experienced uh, the nitty-gritties of the corporate world are coming and sharing their experiences and creating this wonderful platform by which you and me can benefit, and you and me can have one of the best careers we can aspire for, and we can try and reach our potential to the complete. So Madhura, welcome to On the Job. And so first, I'd just like you to take us through your career journey. So if you can just briefly explain to us the roles that you played with these various banks, etc. Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you, Nisha, for having me here. So my name is Madhura Das Gupta Sinha, and I started Aspire for Her just 1 year back, which was on the 8th of March last year, Women's Day. I spent about 25 years in banks. I joined ANZ Greenlace Bank as a management trainee right from the XLRI campus, which I had joined to do my MBA after doing my electrical engineering. I'd worked with a year in Philips, and I spent 18 years in ANZ Greenlace slash Standard Chartered Bank, because Standard Chartered took over ANZ Greenlace very soon after we joined, and had some fantastic opportunities to work with some of the best leaders, to work with some of the best products. I was leading priority banking and preferred banking for India and customer experience for India and South Asia. And then I moved to IDFC in a complete career transition as I took over HR. And I started something called employee experience in IDFC. It was great fun building a bank because we had just got the banking license from Reserve Bank of India. Spent 6 very happy years over there. And then decided that I wanted to do something different and I wanted to do something for the women of the country. And Aspire for Her was born out of a kernel of an idea that sort of struck me when I was having some conversations.
Okay. So I just want to know what was the trigger? I mean, in your experience, in your banking experience, did you notice or did you see the kind of maybe the struggles or something, or did you find the journey for women a little more difficult than, as compared to their male counterparts? And what kickstarted this thought? And also, I'd like to know how there's a particular target group or age group that you're targeting. So is there any particular reason of targeting that particular age group? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. And yeah, just this takes me to the next part of the journey. So I was looking at women in my network. And yes, it is much more difficult for women to enter and stay in careers. And there was this friend of mine, and her father was ill, and she had given up working very soon after marriage, like many women are prone to do. And she wanted to financially help in the father's treatment. It's a very simple need.
Mhm.
And she didn't just want to ask her husband for money. And she felt really, really helpless. She felt a sense of vacuum in her life because the kids had grown up and they didn't really need her anymore. And she felt that I have not really done anything with my life and felt a huge sense of loss of what could have been. On the other hand, I was seeing another very young friend who was about to get married, and the husband's family, it was an arranged marriage, said that women in our family don't work.
Mm.
And she just walked in, tendered a resignation, perfectly good job she had, great prospects, and she was doing extremely well. She just walked out.
Oh.
And, I was seeing these two stories. They happened exactly almost at the same time. And I was saying, hey, you know, this story is going to become this story after this. And she doesn't know it, but I know it. And, what are we doing about it? So this was the human side of it. But from a purely economical perspective, I was actually seeing the gender data emanating from India. And that was looking very worrying.
Mm.
In the Global Gender Gap Index, in the economic participation for women, India is close to the bottom of 153 countries. We are actually fourth from the bottom in 2020, with Saudi Arabia being one position higher than us.
Oh my.
Okay. And that tells you something, right? And then I was seeing the data in terms of the women in workforce, and that number has been steadily declining for the past 15 years. From the mid 30s to in the post-pandemic world, it's actually come down to even below 20%. So if you marry all this together, and you also superpose this with the fact that more and more girls are getting educated, okay, it's a real tragedy, because that education, that investment in education, is not translating into any economic benefit for the society, for the country, for the family, or for the woman herself. So both from my rational side of the brain and the irrational or the emotional side of the brain, both of them seem to say that there's something needs to be done about this problem, and someone needs to do it. And I thought that as the beneficiary of the system, that someone could be me. So that's how Aspire for Her was born.
That's such a wonderful, wonderful thought. Because I also spent almost like 15 years into recruitments, and I've seen this kind of divide that, there are women who are so qualified, who are so talented, and, they would just fall by the wayside. At every, there are breaks for marriage, there are breaks for kids, and, two equally talented, if it's a man and a woman, the career journeys are so different. I'm so glad that somebody has taken up this initiative, and somebody is actually doing, putting a thought into it, and getting the right, putting up the right programs for this kind of a thing. So, Madhura, I'd just like you to take us through some of your programs. I keep looking at the Aspire, and within a year, the growth has been so phenomenal. It's amazing, and you've built up some amazing tie-ups and thing. And there are so many things basically happening. So, can you just take us through some of the programs and how our viewers and how on the jobbers can benefit out of the same?
Absolutely. Actually, yes, there are many, many things which are happening. And in order to tell you a little bit about our framework, I will just probably put up a slide if that works. Does that
Yeah.
work?
Yes, sure.
Okay. You have to give me slide
Admin.
sharing. Yeah,
Okay.
slide sharing. You can just make me co-host, and then I'll be able to do that. So as we get to that, Nisha, what we're working with is the power of communities and networks. When we started with, as you know, the 18 to 25 age category,
Okay.
which is our women in colleges. And then after about 10 months, we realized that it's really doing well. And as you mentioned, that there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of interest. We're getting great partners. Everyone wants to work with us. So it's been a fascinating journey. It's been a fascinating journey. But we realized that we need to go further. We can't just restrict ourselves to the 18 to 25 age bracket and to the women in colleges. The reason why we started also was that we wanted to seed the thoughts of financial independence much earlier in people's minds, rather than then discovering it a lot later and then regretting it later. So we started with our women in bank tech community in the month of February, where we said, let's look at mid-career women in this niche career, because we realized that there are a lot of job opportunities also coming that side. And we are very focused. We want to see 1 million additional women in the workforce by 2025. That's our goal. And whatever it is that we need to do to get there, we will do it. So that's why we started with the Women in Bank Tech community. The next community we're launching on 15th of March. And because we're celebrating our first birthday, so we sort of wanted to coincide with that. That is the return to work community. Because all this while we have been speaking to a lot of folks, women who want to get back into the workforce. Either the pandemic has resulted in job losses, or it has resulted in them putting their career plans on hold. We want to get them all back. We want to at least get them into a community to start with, so that we can start talking to organizations, to corporations which are interested in this talent. We have lots of other plans as well in terms of women in entrepreneurship and other niche communities, but we will start that a little later. Right now, all our focus is on launching the return to workspace. So that's what we're doing. But before that, you asked me what are we doing and what are the things that we offer. And I thought I will share a little bit of that with you.
Wow.
So we actually work on a 5-point model, Nisha. In the first pillar of the 5 points, we have our mentors and role models. As you know, that we have a lot of women CEOs, CXOs, entrepreneurs who want to give their time and who want to do one-to-one mentorship or one-to-many mentorships.
And
You've
yeah,
been
and
part of
believe
some.
me, guys, they have some of the top names in the industry, and it is it'll be very exciting to kind of get mentored by, say, somebody from a Yes Bank, somebody from a Grinlays, and it's an amazing set of mentors that they have lined up. So do check out that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Nisha. And you have also, played very, very interesting roles in some of the projects that we have been doing. So thank you for that. We get a lot of support from folks who are passionate about the cause. And what happens after this mentorship session is that people realize that this is not your mother or your aunt or your teacher or your professor. This is someone speaking to you without any agenda, with the single agenda of your professional success. And that's a very powerful thought. And here you get access to people who you wouldn't have otherwise even met in your normal careers for the next 10 to 15 years. So for young folks, that becomes a very powerful sort of compelling reason for them to also sign up with us and to get mentored by whoever they want, whenever they want. The second pillar that we work on is learning opportunities. These are all career-focused learning opportunities. And we want our members and supporters to stand out in a sea of applicants when the recruiter is looking at them. And I know, Nisha, this is your favorite topic and you
Yeah.
love this space.
Yeah.
And you tell me, as a recruiter, when you see someone with validated credentials from an IBM or from a VMware or from a Cisco, do you look at them with different eyes as opposed to somebody who doesn't have these, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It shows that the person is, first of all, taking an initiative to learn and grow, to go beyond what is taught in, say, campuses, and to get that extra edge in his CV. So that itself shows that he has a drive in him to kind of get there in her actually. So
Her,
I
yeah,
guess
she has the drive in
she
her.
has a
I was
drive in
just
her to
watching.
get thing. And and so definitely getting a good brand name like an IBM and VMware would definitely benefit who was looking for a
Absolutely.
thing.
So we have a whole host of learning partnerships with all of these sorts of names. LinkedIn does a very interesting thing for us. They help build the LinkedIn profiles, and people from LinkedIn themselves are actually helping build profiles. In fact, we are having the next session on the 19th of March, where LinkedIn wants to reach out to our community to have 1:1 personalized coaching sessions to build better LinkedIn profiles.
Oh,
So
that's
they're
great.
doing that across 300 people. So we're very excited about that one. The next pillar that we work on is career previews. So we want to show you different kinds of careers, right? So we want to open the doors and windows to traditional careers and non-traditional ones, to specialized careers and niche careers. So here, the person you see here is the head of engineering at Facebook in Silicon Valley. But side by side, we will also show you what life of the Theobroma sisters looked like when they were launching Theobroma, the patisseries. Side by side, we will also tell you about India's first award-winning game designer. What does her career look like? So we do something every week on blogs and on webinars. And we have fairly exciting people coming on our webinars. In fact, in the last one, as the face of Young Entrepreneurial India, we had Navya Naveli Nanda who joined
Wow.
us. The one before, we had somebody from completely the other end of the spectrum, the first ever chief financial officer of the Reserve Bank of India, heard about us and said, "Hey, I want to join your Women in Bank Tech Forum. Would you have me?" And I said, "Of course." That is a no-brainer, and we welcomed her, and we were very happy to have her among a set of other luminaries. So check out our social media. You will see a whole lot of stuff happening all the time, and pick up what you like, pick up what excites you, what interests you. It's a very free and a very flexible platform, and it's all free of cost. The fourth pillar we work on is building a fantastic peer community. And we know that this community will support each other and elevate each other when the time comes. We have a fabulous ambassador program, which actually doubles up as an internship program as well. And the ambassador program is supposed to be only for a month, and we get motivated young women who strongly feel about the cause to come in and join us as ambassadors. And they get missions every day. And once that month is over, we normally find that they come back and tell us, "We loved being here. We love being part of Aspire for Her, and we'd like to do more. What can we do more?" And we then take their help to work on the various projects that we're working with. Sometimes they come up with the project ideas and they see it from idea to execution. So it's a wonderful opportunity for them to also meet up with senior high-profile leaders like Zareen Daruwala, like Sadha Murthy, and a whole lot of others. So they are the ones who do a whole lot of the work for the community. So we're very proud of the ambassador program, which has turned out beautifully and is building the peer community for life. The last bit that we look at is what we call the 3E. That's where we all want all women in our country to be, either in employment or in entrepreneurship or in higher education, which is leading to one of these two. We have a lot of partners, Nisha knows, that we work with a lot of interesting names who have come up to us and wanted to hire from the community. They have wanted to work with us to ensure that their brand name gets energized in the mind space of young women who are looking at jobs, and not only young. Now, when we start the other communities coming through, we will have mid-career women as well as returnees also as a part of that list. So we're very excited, and as I said, we want to add 1 million women to the workforce by 2025. The impact of that economically is a GDP increment of $5 billion. But we all know that there is much more to it than just economics. So we're hoping that we will have a lot of male supporters also who will see the strong case that more women need to work and ensure that the girls in their lives, the women in their lives, are all excited about getting into work and getting back to work.
Okay, so within this presentation, I heard such magic words, and I'm sure all the on-jobbers are very excited to hear about words like mentorship from the top people in the industry. There is learning from the top brands, and then there is internships we are talking about, and there's jobs. So this is amazing. It's an amazing gold mine of opportunities. And so, how do people? They have to go to the website and register for this,
That's right.
or
That's right. It's all free of cost. So they can just go on to www.aspireforher.org/join-us/. That's it. It's very simple. I will, we have a little video which you can play. And in fact, it comes at the end. So you can just use the video to do that. We'll give you all the links.
Okay, so that is the way you join the community. But if you want to specifically, like suppose I want to enroll for the Bank Tech program or the ambassador program, so how does one do that?
So our social media, as you know, is extremely active. So once you join the community, you get a mail, first of all, from me, which tells you about the various resources we have. And it talks about all of these 5 resources and what's happening generally. And on social media, you get to find out what's actually happening. So if you sort of follow us on any one social media that you like, you will know exactly what's happening. And we usually give very explicit instructions around how to sign up, how to log in, and then what to do to be a part of a certain program or the other. We normally have all our sessions on Zoom. and we send the Zoom links on email to our entire community base. So once somebody is part of a community base, they can expect to get a lot of emails from us with all the relevant Zoom links, and then that's one part of it. Otherwise, everything else that we do, we give very clear instructions as to what they need to do to avail of that opportunity.
That's great. So yes, believe me, once you sign up, and even I've seen the promptness of the emails, the prompt, even like in fact, I tell my team, they're all professional and they're paid, and here you have people who are run by volunteers and who are run by the cause, who are run by the thought of the thing, and it's so prompt and so professional. So in fact, that was in my next question, Madhura. So how do you manage to get this level of professionalism and get this level of involvement from your team, which is not even on the payroll? So how do you manage that?
Actually, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're not on any payrolls, okay? Because we're all working for the cause. And I think there is this huge purpose driven intrinsic motivation that I see, whether it is among our members or our mentors. So they are so focused on the cause, and they really want to make that impact, that they really don't care about many of the other things that we normally get very stressed out about in our normal work lives, right? How long am I working? What is my next deliverable? Where do I have to put that? There's my to-do list where I have to ensure that because they don't get into all of that because it actually comes from the heart. So there are people who have full jobs and they bring out, they squeeze out time to actually do this. And it's all outcome driven. We don't care about how long you spend as long as the work gets done, right? There are people who are in colleges and they squeeze out time from their busy schedules in the middle of exams, etc., and they ensure that the work gets done. What I see a lot of is that people are very excited about the quality of opportunities that come to us come to them at Aspire Career. So one person worked on our entire LinkedIn project, for example, and they got to work with top voices in LinkedIn. They got to work with senior leaders, and they worked on bringing the community the entire LinkedIn piece. One person worked on getting the Cisco partnership going. Now that meant that they got to speak with leadership in Cisco. They got to understand what's happening in the networking space, and it's huge value add. Okay, a couple of my volunteers are working on the JP Morgan project that we're working with, where they're helping us on building technology. And, they are actually getting a real life flavor of how a technology implementation project works from ideation to implementation. And they're like 18 years old.
Wow.
I did not get that opportunity. They've been working on journey maps. They've been working on, all sorts of concepts and technology. They talk about TCO. They talk about, all sorts of tech concepts. I think I heard them maybe when I was 40 years old. Okay. So I feel very privileged that we're able to give these opportunities to young women and older women who also feel a huge sense of fulfillment.
Absolutely.
For just being able to contribute to somebody's growth and personal progress.
That is so brilliant, and so that's the reason even I have signed up for a mentorship directly under Madhura, because it's wonderful the way this whole huge machine is working so wonderfully. And yeah, Madhura, thank you so much for your time. I just would want to summarize a bit about a lot of things which Aspire for Health does. So first and foremost, they have some amazing tabs with some of the top corporate head honchos who are directly willing to mentor you, and who are directly willing to kind of share their experiences with you. And they also have a lot of learning happening through the top brands. So you can get like a certification from IBM, from VMware, and a lot of LinkedIn, and a lot of other top brands in the thing. They have a lot of ambassador programs where ambassadors put on real life projects. See, nowadays, even as a recruiter, I've realized that even if you apply for a job as a fresher, people want to know what have you done, what work ex you have. So what they want to know is whether you have taken some initiatives and done some projects. It doesn't have to be paid, or work ex doesn't mean that. but whether you've taken that initiative and try to learn, gone beyond textbooks and taken it and try to learn something. And this is the kind of, and not everybody is willing to give you those kind of opportunities. And here we have a platform who is actually willing to give you those kind of opportunities. So you should actually go in and right now, check out the wonderful offerings of Aspire for Her. And of course, like, even as I'm speaking, I'm sure she has two more programs lined up in her head, Madhura. So every week you would have some amazing programs coming up.
Many, yeah.
Yeah. So the banking tech, the women back to work, and the wonderful things happening. So I'm very, very privileged to be a part of this wonderful and believe me, the kind of learnings that I've had in the past couple of sessions, just listening to all the plans that are happening has been amazing. So let's really make use of her. And it's, thank you so much, Madhura. For, I mean,
Thank
the
you.
kind of drive that is needed to put this whole thing into process, taking out time from your, thing. It's really truly amazing. And we're also privileged, and it's wonderful that you're going to impact the life of so many people and so many women, and it's an amazing cause. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of it. And thank you
Thank you.
all.
I'd like to welcome all of you, both men and women, to become either supporters or members. So men can sign up as supporters as well if you feel for the cause. Please do that. And my personal invitation to all of you to be part of Aspire for You.
Oh, so great, guys. Thank you, Madhura, and thank you all the on the jobbers for watching. And as we always say, happy, wonderful, and fulfilling careers to all of you. Thank you so much.